Happy Wednesday, everybody. How we doing? Thank you for joining me for another Myles Dyer live every Wednesday at this time. Whenever you're watching it, if you're on replay, it's going to be every Wednesday. So whenever you watch it in the week, it's totally up to you. I want to say hi to everyone in the live chat. We've got Canuck Tunes, who's been having a tough time at the moment. So much love to you. Mojo, always appreciate the support and love. And hi to everyone else as well. Do hit the like button if you haven't already. It helps us get the party started. And yeah, my name's Myles Dyer, obviously. And every Wednesday, we just hang out in this great space and we deal with topics. Sometimes they're serious, mental health and well-being, world events, and other times we're a bit more laid back, talking about gaming maybe, or popular culture, or do quizzes and all sorts. Good to see Callie here. We got Lupa, hello, welcome. And Welsh Boy UK, hello. Yeah, the all mod party. It's good to see. I almost didn't do this show today, and the reason why is I've not been very well this past week. And it was a shame because for anyone that tuned into last week, it was quite an emotional episode because I just found out, I believe that morning, that a good friend of mine and great mentor, Jess Search, had passed away. And so I felt like I couldn't really talk about anything else other than that. But it was a really great chat. Had Josh come on to share memories, and everyone in the chat was really nice. And I had a lot of people message me after saying that they looked into the work that Jess had done and were really, really impressed. And so I'm glad some real positivity came out of it. But off the back of it, I went quite a few evenings not really being able to sleep much. And I think the impact of that was, as I approached the weekend, I made myself get unwell. I've had what has felt like a stomach bug. I thought it was like food poisoning or something, but I couldn't really pinpoint it on anything in particular. And then a friend of mine at work reminded me that sometimes these things actually don't come from food poisoning, but can just be from stress and other things. And I think the lack of sleep and everything else probably caught up on me. So, yeah, the last 4 or 5 days have been not fun. Just, trying to work out what I can and can't eat. And, every time you have a meal, it's just like, am I going to feel rubbish after this? Yeah, I'm not going to feel great. And today I'm definitely on the mend. I had, a proper lunch. I went out, had an actual sandwich, and I felt pretty good. I then had some soup for dinner, and I'm feeling a bit meh again, but not as bad. So I'm in the right direction, and that's what we need to look for is progress. And so I thought, I could have cancelled this, and there's another reason why I could have cancelled it, which I'll get to in just a moment. But I thought, nah. This always makes me feel better, and I like to keep the momentum. And I thought it'd be actually a great topic about when we're feeling low. Could be because of illness. It could be just because of sadness. I mean, I've had a bit of both the past week, or anything else. What are the things in life that lift us up? What are the things that we turn to that make us feel better about things? So have a think about that. Because we'll dive into the main thing. But firstly, just a bit of housekeeping. If you do want to be kept up to date with anything that I'm up to, I'm just looking for the buttons again. You can stay in contact all through here, and it won't be long until we have to change that icon from Twitter to X, but it's Twitter for me. I don't know about you. I still treat it as Twitter. So all my details are there. I don't have a schedule to put up on screen. Actually, I have this old one, which is all about every Wednesday. It's Myles Dyer Live. Then on Fridays is PSVR Without Parole, which is over on, or Gamescast Live over on PSVR Without Parole. And then at weekends, I do Let's Plays. No Let's Plays have been confirmed for this weekend, just because it depends on how I'm feeling. But there are plenty of games to be doing, and it's been fantastic. And actually, last weekend, I don't know how many of you actually checked out, but had a really, really good time with this skateboarding game called VR Skater, which I might get a clip for you up in just a moment. It's great to have Julie here, the Paper Pixie, someone I adore, and someone who hopefully when our time zones match, although you're up now, we'll be getting you on the show at some point. Do subscribe to the Paper Pixie. The stuff she does is alchemy, as far as I'm concerned. It's stuff that I would love to learn and do. And like many things, we all can do it. We just got to be bothered and prioritise. And also, it was thanks to Julie that I was able to go into the settings and sort out the auto closed or captions or subtitles during a live show. It turned out that when I had low latency on, which is what I normally do, which I normally have it on low or very low, it means the quality output's not as great. 4 p.m. Okay, now that works. We can work it out. All right, that's good. That's good to know. Low latency means the quality can't be as good, and it also means naturally YouTube doesn't have enough time because the AI isn't powerful enough yet to do those to do those captions. So that should all be sorted now. I know what I'm going to be doing as my Dyer discovery, but first up, vitamin G. Vitamin G, the gratitude vitamin. What does everyone want to reflect on this week? Obviously, we're going to talk a lot about this for the main part of the show, about things that we look to for comfort in times of need. But are there any things people want to declare in the chat? And for those that are not familiar with this, vitamin G is all about gratitude. It's about taking, just a couple of moments to think about something that you are grateful for this week. It could be a person, it could be a thing, it could be an experience, a location, it could be any of those things. And just, you don't even have to communicate it in the chat. Sometimes just thinking about it is very good for well-being. And it's all a good part of self-compassion as well, if you're grateful about something that you've done in your own life. I've been just very, very grateful this past week to have very supportive colleagues and friends who are always understanding when going through hardship. So I'm definitely grateful for them. Kira says, I'm super grateful that I finally found a GP where I can study to become a physician's assistant. Thought I couldn't speak for a moment. And they are happy to accommodate for therapy sessions, signing the contract tomorrow. Woo! Good to hear, Kira. Well done with that. And all the best. Callie says, I had one from last week. Just a moment. Okay, we'll give you just a moment. Hey, Samson. It's good to have you here. Who else we got? Coco the Diva. Good to have you here. Welcome. App UK. Good to see you here. And Ciago Guitarist. Good to have you here. You're grateful the kids are back in school. They're back in school, are they? So what date is it? Is that a state thing in the US or is it a nationwide thing? Because here in the UK, kids break for school, I'd say in July. It was about a couple of weeks ago. So and then they're off for 6 weeks, and then it's in September. It's in September that they all go back. I mean, the UK is the size of one US state. Oh. So it's very easy for us all to do the same thing. Canuck, you've been through a lot in the wars the past week. Much love to you, dude. I'm glad I didn't dislocate or sprain my shoulder. And no arthritis. There we go. Sometimes we are grateful for the things that didn't happen and we didn't do. And that's totally cool. Callie says, when I was shopping, I hesitated about one item and it was going to remove it from my shopping. But the shop staffer took sympathy on me and knocked the price down. Very sweet. Honestly, I think that we become so disconnected from one another in shopping experiences, especially with like self-serving checkouts. Here in the UK, we've had a big issue lately where the government's trying to cut back on trained staff, people that work on the platforms. And, because, everyone can just do it on their phone apps or they can do it on the ticket machines. But the reality is for some people, it's their only chance to really socialise if they, live in solitude. It's nice to have someone to speak to. That's very important. And also, actually, once I went and the ticket machine wasn't working, and it was only because there was someone at the ticket office that I was able to get it fixed. So, and that applies across retail. I've worked in retail, and it definitely makes you have huge appreciation for what people have to go through when they deal with very horrible people, customers. And so I find that I'm always very forgiving when dealing with people that are serving me in shops and that. Mojo says, I think my vitamin G is comfort food that seems to help me when we're feeling low. Be a hot cup of tea, a nice steak pie, or even a bowl of Heinz tomato soup. Tomato soup is win. Coco says, I'm grateful for people in my life who understand I can't be there in strength and sometimes I need to be catered to. Understanding is always so important in life. And I mention this rule again and again. It's the boss in the company that I work for has always said, always assume good intent. And we had a whole episode about that a few weeks ago. Always assume good intent. It not only caters positivity for those that you're dealing with, but it also makes you a lot less anxious when things come your way. Oh, why did they say that? Have I done something wrong? Nah, they probably were just curious and asking about something. So there's that. Kind of nationwide. Southeast start early. Midwest starts around Labour Day. Oh. Sorry, I hate yawning on live streams. I'm really fatigued. So early September. Okay, well, that would be similar to us. 10 weeks of summer. Oh, amazing. I think that is it. Melanie, welcome back. You have returned. Good to have you here. Try tomato soup with a ham sandwich or sausage roll. It's mega. I was given Arabic spice Heinz ketchup, and there's a comfort right now. What is that? Is that a special thing they do? I've never heard of that. Anyway, thank you everyone for sharing your vitamin Gs. And now on to Dyer Discoveries. For anyone that was tuned in to my Let's Play on Saturday, will know that before one of the live shows, I had a bit of an issue with my with my laptop. My laptop, I was going to say it wasn't starting. No, it was starting. The problem was that it kept starting, and then as I tried to log in, it would restart. And I'm just getting this VR skater clip to show you all in a moment, because this was really good fun, and it's actually some of the most fun I've ever had on in virtual reality. But for a while now, I've been looking at getting a new computer. I have an iMac here that I use, and it's great. And then downstairs, I use my MacBook Pro, which went kaput. And so when it was causing issues on Saturday, I thought, okay, you know, I've had the savings. It's just I've got to bite the bullet and do it. And so on Monday night, I bought just before 7 p.m. I ordered one of the most expensive things I've ever paid for in my life, and it arrived 17 hours later. And here it is. It's a MacBook Pro 20. I love this cute little image here. It's the MacBook Pro 2023 with the M2 Pro chip in it. I mean, it is absolutely beautiful. It's going to be interesting to set up, because the idea is that I'm going to have it just here, and then I'm going to have a second screen in front of me. Without going too much into detail in the past, I will retell this story because for me it's so shocking. But what I have here and I use as my main computer is an iMac, a 2017 iMac. And the screen is what they call a 27-inch 5K Retina display, and it's amazing. So I was asking if I get, as Paper Pixie said in the chat, a Mac Mini or the Mac Studio, one of these computer devices that need a screen. I said, can I plug it into this, because it's a great screen? And they said that if it is an old one, as in doesn't have Apple Silicon, one of the Intel processors, you can't do it. So I had a look online to see what Macs sell as individual screens. And what do they sell? They sell a 27-inch 5K Retina display, the same one that I've got here, and it's like £1,300, which is like $1,500, $600. And I was like, okay, so what happens if I trade in my iMac with that? Because the screen is pretty perfect. It's got a few like things I could polish off, like marks on it and stuff. I was like, well, what happens if I trade in this iMac with that screen just to buy the same screen back that I can plug into my new computer? They said they'd give me, like, I think it was £160, like $200. So I'd then have to spend $1,100 to get the screen back. Just horrific. So this definitely became a part. Now, my best friend has given me a spare monitor, which I'm going to be setting up. And I mentioned earlier that I wasn't sure if I was going to be doing this show because I've been feeling a bit under the weather. But the other reason is I do want to start setting things up in this new format. So I'm going to be doing that this weekend, which does mean I might not be doing a huge number of Let's Plays, but it will be good to do just to test the new format. But the great thing is I should be able to stream at a much higher quality now, because when I'm normally live streaming on the laptop, if I have any other window open, the frame rate drops. It really struggles, whereas now this is going to be super, super powerful. And it also means with the broadcast system, I can now record individual cameras as separate assets, which means I can record the green screen of me playing VR separately to me, the VR screen, which means I can then do edits afterwards if needs be, which is super, super helpful. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting stuck in, but it does make me think about what I'm going to be doing with all the cables and things like that. To be honest, I'm going to be so satisfied once it's sorted. But until then, it's going to be, yeah. Honestly, since Brexit, Apple have had to put the prices up of all their devices. Normally, the US dollar number is going to be higher than in the UK because of the way the exchange rate works. But for this, the number was lower in US dollars than it was for UK pounds. I don't even want to say how much it cost. It was ridiculously expensive. And the only reason I was happy to spend it was hopefully it will last another 6 years. These are sort of the investments I do for all my live streaming and that. I do, put my money that I earn from my job into this because I believe in what we're doing, and I really, really appreciate all the support that you give me. It's not a laptop I'm going to be taking out with me. It's a home computer. So, yeah. Since breakfast, as some call it, yeah. Since breakfast. I love it when politicians accidentally called Brexit breakfast. But there we go. Before we get on to the main topic, I'm just going to show you this clip. So for those that missed Friday, a brand new VR... Actually, I did this on Thursday night because it came out on Friday. And the devs actually joined me. I think it's a small core group of like 3 developers worked on this game. It's called VR Skater. And what you do is you're on a skateboard. It's really difficult to do. You're always falling over. In-game, the good thing about this is when you fall over, it doesn't hurt. And, excuse me, it's just really, really, really good fun. But you're doing everything that you would do with your feet, with your hands. So when you're watching this, you're like, yeah, but is that actually going to translate as a good game? My goodness, it does. It feels so immersive. So check this out. I'm turning it up. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Oh, I missed it on the last bit. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, really, really good fun. VR Skater is an amazing experience. And yeah, a nice wide US style pavement. Did you notice how, depending on the surfaces I went over, you could hear the different sounds of the trucks? And it was a really fun stream. So if you haven't checked it out, it was out on Thursday. I think it's actually one of my best performing Let's Plays, which goes to show that now I'm playing catch up with all these PSVR 2 titles. Now I'm playing games that are coming out at launch. It's going to be good for the channel, and there's a few really big games coming out for the rest of the month. I mean, at the moment, I think it was like within 5 days of this month, I was already a third of the way to my best month of the year, which was last month. So I think I am actually on track to beating my record views in a month, which is September 2019. So yeah, do keep supporting the channel. Really, really appreciate it. And for those that aren't, fans of virtual reality, it's always worth checking out because VR is just something different. You're not just watching me staring at a screen that we're all staring at and playing. You're looking at me inside the game doing it. In reality, would you have broken your ankle there? Possibly. I was terrible skateboarding as a kid. Sure, Math World VR will beat it view-wise. Math World VR was a good time. It was fun. Anyway, we are moving on now. And yes, please do. I mean, if you want to know all the different games that I've done, there's a playlist on my channel, but over on our Discord, Empathy Arcade, link is in the description. Join our Discord. We all hang out there. It'd be lovely to see you. In the Let's Play channel, you've got an A to Z of all the games that I've done, so it's a lot easier to look through. Everything from Jurassic Park, or Jurassic World, should I say, to Star Wars, to what else we got? We got like survival games, Song in the Smoke. We've got skateboarding. We've got horror games. Oh, you love to see me playing horror games. So there is so much there. But anyway, now for the main topic of today's show. beyond soup, comforts in life's low moments. And I want this to be kind of a free-flowing conversation, but the premise of this really is whether you're unwell, and you might want to break this up and say, well, when I'm unwell, it's a bit different. But when you're feeling low, a bit beaten up, and actually, you know what? Let's go with when you're feeling a bit unwell. I'm talking about not just feeling low, but like you just feel like you can't really do a lot. What are the comforts that can really lift your spirits? And so I've got a few different topics here that we can go through. And so to begin with, what's the one comfort food that always brings you solace when you're feeling down? Now, this is a difficult one because the things I would normally rely on, I couldn't do the last few days because of my tummy. Because for me, one of my favourite things to make is this it's like this muesli. You get muesli, you put Greek yogurt, a bit of honey, and then you cut up strawberries, blueberries, kiwi fruit, and bananas. And that is one of the most tasty things ever. And I've got all the fruit in my fridge, and I can't wait to have it, but I've just had to be really, really careful with my tummy. So yeah, that is my thing. A lot of people saying soup. Soup's great. Are we talking non-food related? We will be, but to kick things off, we will be talking about food. French fries. Roy, the question I have for you is, where is the best place to get French fries? Because the big debate over in the UK often is Burger King or McDonald's fries. And for me, McDonald's fries are great. Okay, Paper Pixie says, when I'm unwell, it's a can of Sprite and a bowl of ramen, the cheap $1 packets from my college days. So ramen's actually a really good one. And actually, we do have ramen, but those cheap packets, they're just called like noodles. They're not called ramen. But I like ramen is literally when you make the massive broth. Unless that is what you're talking about. But for us, the $1 stuff is always the noodles. But Sprite, I've heard a lot about this lately, and I've been drinking a lot of 7-Up sugar-free. It's like, it's not caffeinated, but it's meant to be really good for you for that. So that's what I've been having. I've just been asked what muesli is. Muesli, it's a really good question in the sense of, I mean, I know what it is, but let's have a look here. I feel like I need to get an actual definition for you. Here we go. Is this going to work? Here we go. Muesli. Muesli is a cold Swiss breakfast dish, the primary ingredient of which is rolled oats. Here we go. So it looks like that, muesli. You have granola, which I always think is like muesli just with sugar, but I know it's a bit more than that. Additional ingredients such as grains, nuts, seeds, and fresh or dried fruit are added, along with milk or cream or squeezed citrus juice and honey to add the sweetness. Yogurt or other mammal or plant milk products are now commonly added to both homemade and commercially packaged muesli recipes. Yeah. Muesli is so good. That looks a bit too soggy for my liking, but yeah, really, really, really good. So that is muesli. Lots of Heinz ketchup with the chips, but where do you get? Where are the best French fries, Roy? Where are the best French fries? Fry trucks, is that a thing? Eggs on toast and a banana, warm and easy. Yeah, I've been told bananas and toast are really, really good. Yeah, bagels and cream cheese are absolute win. My go-to quick comfort food is beans. Okay, so straight away I'm like, nah. And I might have told this story before, but when I was little, I went on this like outward bound course where we went for like 3 days of hiking and camping in the middle of nowhere. And on the last night, the only food we had left, and we were like up in these mountains, was beans. And I hate baked beans. I think they're disgusting. And I thought, great, Myles, you're starving. This is all we have left. This is the time to try them. So cooked them up. I had one mouthful, and then I decided to go hungry the night. So I have tried bilberries or blueberries. Strawberries, great for breakfast, yeah. In the air fryer. Fries in the air fryer. Oh, man, I've got an air fryer now. My parents have given me it. I need to start using it. A warm cinnamon roll Wendy's fries with chocolate ice cream. Okay, this is an American thing, isn't it? Dipping your fries in the shake. Or are you not saying that? You're just saying you'd have fries in a shake. But yeah. If you're going muesli, I find comfort in muesli made with hot milk. Interesting. Oh my goodness. Sprite, a lot of love for the Sprite. Pork or chicken ramen is best. Proper ramen. Chicken broth cures all flus. It's so good. Alpen's good, yeah. It's just a bowl of sticks, right? Yeah, granola. Granola is... yeah, they must have muesli in the US. Lately, I've been having Greek yogurt, oats, banana, mixed fruit with some chocolate protein powder. And it's really... Oh, wow, with the chocolate protein powder. That's pretty good. Kellogg's clusters. Do you know, I never forget when I was little and I visited my cousin in Canada. It was before it was even released in the UK as an actual bar. But they had Rice Krispie Square cereal. And I ate so much of it, not knowing it was marshmallow. God, so bad for you. McPlastics, aka McDonald's fries, are disgusting and so flimsy. No offense to anyone. I do like them, but I also agree they're not they're different. They're different. I don't know what it is about them that I like. Avocado fried egg on toast is God. We're gonna spend all day on the food. Do you know I never have McDonald's shakes, but I did start having them the other day, and I was like, these are great. These are great. Wow, I'm playing catch up with the chat. What was I going to show? Oh, tasty. I'm going to find this recipe. Yeah, check this out. This is one of my favourite recipes. Baked avocado eggs. Look at this video. If this is the video that's going to play it, super great. Wait, look. Here you go. I'm going to keep pausing it so you... Get your avocado. I would never cut it like that. I'd be worried about cutting through my hand. So you get your avocado. Take the stone out. Put it on a tray. Scoop a little bit out so there's more. Put the eggs in. Although I always find they overflow. You always need to get rid of some of the white. They do salt and pepper. I sometimes do that. I normally do like chili flakes. Or herbs, but then they add bacon. I add sun-dried tomatoes and like feta cheese sometimes. But the point is you can put anything on it. Cherry tomatoes, it all works. And then you bake for 15 minutes. I do mine for 18 minutes, and then they come out like this. And honestly, it goes with anything. Scoop it out, and yeah, really, really tasty. So that's one of my favourite things. Oh dang, my wife watches this Taste Site all the time for entertainment. I didn't know they were still going, to be fair. I remember seeing them all the time on Instagram. But yeah, really, really good. All right, we could talk about food all episode, but I think we nailed it. We had a good selection there. Okay, next question. Are there any specific songs or playlists that you turn to when you need a lift? I mean, I have my EDM stuff, and if you haven't already, and you do have Spotify, link is in the description, although I could probably grab it for you as well. Link is in the description. If you have Spotify, just give this playlist a like. Give this playlist a like because I have all the music that I play at the beginning of the show. It can all be found here. I don't know if it's going to let me do it. Here it is. Yep. Is it microwavable, that dish? I don't think so. I could be wrong, though. But yeah, I've put the link there. But yeah, go to feel good songs. I also have a playlist of like just chill out music, but like really slow drawn out music, the sort of stuff I'd listen to in a flotation tank. And my friend gave me a playlist that's called space, ambient celestial music, relaxation, and deep sleep. And it's really, really, really good. I love stuff like that. EDM really helps me when I'm low. I have a YouTube playlist with fun stuff to watch. That's good. That's good. Okay, treadmill helps. We'll definitely get to that, but that's good to hear. Yeah, sleep playlist. I mean, that can play as a sleep playlist. I'm trying not to yawn. I've been trying to sleep so much lately, and you wouldn't think I've had enough sleep. And the truth is, maybe my body hasn't. I listen to my indie folk playlist when I'm feeling down. When I'm happy, I listen to my motherfucking fuck yeah. I love the double F there playlist. This Mortal Coil, a song for sirens. I need sad inspiration for my feature script. The song is in the movie now. Wow, that's cool. Music is huge for helping with sickness. It can really boost you up. It's amazing how like you can be on a treadmill, as was always already mentioned, and you need that. When you get a song that you're actually like your feet are pounding the treadmill to the beat of it, it feels epic. My go-to music is The Orb, Little Fluffy Clouds. That sounds cute. Anish Kumar, Little Miss Dynamite. It's a summer banger. All about summer bangers. I mean, actually, one of my favourite feelings in the world is when you're driving with the windows down and music loud, going through the countryside in the sun. Feels great. There are some decent sleep music videos on YouTube. There are. My thing is that I'm always worried it's not going to turn off. Although I think you can put timers on stuff. But for me, I use a sleep cycle app anyway. And Spotify has lots of good sleep music, absolutely. The Barbie film soundtrack cheers me up when I've come across too much toxic political rhetoric. And oh my God, is there enough of that at the moment? Daft Punk, Digital Love is one of my all-time favourite Daft Punk songs. That is such a beautiful song. And what an awesome keyboard solo it has at the end. Love it, love it, love it. Man, I have so much love for Daft Punk. So much love for Daft Punk. All right. Do you have any cherished memories that you revisit? And obviously don't mind sharing in your mind to bring a smile to your face during hard times. I don't know if I use memories. I mean, I don't know. I don't know if I use memories to make me feel better. Is that bad that I think that? I don't know. I'm all about like what can I change in my current situation to be better. Yeah, it's a shame Daft Punk split up for sure. Gutted. And we can actually pair this up with the next one, which is how important is the role of nostalgia, such as watching old movies or reading childhood books in your healing process. No. I mean, for me, I think music, TV shows, movies, I think that can all be really good. But as I've always said, watching movies and TV shows, I mean, some friends of mine said they've started watching Lost again recently. That is a show I wouldn't mind going back to, actually. That could be good. That's interesting, yeah, because I was wondering if it was just me that was going to say that I don't really use memories. I don't sort of sit there and think back. Yeah. Laughter is very good medicine. And actually, come to think about it, this past week, I have been watching a lot of comedy, a lot of stand-up clips. And actually talk about nostalgia, clips I've seen hundreds of times just to make me laugh. So I'm with you there. Here we go. Cherished memories. Holidays, especially when in Nordic countries. Had lots of holidays there. Was it in Finland? It's in the Finnish Lapland. Oh, wow. That must have been amazing. I feel like it might be a bit like living in the past, but you often can't move forward without going back. That's true. Yeah, getting lost in films can be great. You just recently found Susan Ball's cover of Wild Horses. It's superb. Have you only just heard it? Well, that's good. Adam's Family in black and white. Wow, that is proper retro. That's super cool. That's super, super cool. I like that a lot. We'll keep moving through these quickly. So someone already mentioned the treadmill. What physical activities or exercises do you find to be therapeutic when you're not feeling your best? For me, it's going out for a walk, and I haven't really done that a lot this past week, and I almost did it for lunchtime today. But I just wanted to get lunch quick. I'm very lucky that I live around lakes and fields. So yeah, I mean, that's what I do. That's what I do. I go for walks, enjoy the sun. Lots of nostalgia here. Sometimes when I'm really sad, I watch nostalgic things on YouTube like Jack and Dean and Tom Sky, etc. I mean, they're all doing new stuff now, aren't they? But I get it, watching back. See, walking or hiking. The difference between walking and hiking is hiking literally about traversal up tough, like, inclines, or does it just mean a long walk? It's a great example of the English language where there's a word that I pretty much know what it means. Yeah, it is. Okay, so it is the activity of going for long walks, especially across country. Yeah. I assume that. I just didn't know if there was more to it. Yeah, with good music. I have been, when I go for walks at my lunch, I have more recently tried not to put music on and tried to be in the moment and just like listen to the sound of my feet hitting the ground if cars are passing by, just being mindful of that, the rustling of the trees. Really powerful. Sometimes I listen to podcasts as well. But I just find sometimes you need that moment just to switch off. And we always talk about this, actually. When was the last time... Actually, we're going to do this now, chat. When was the last time you took a full breath? Because we often don't take a full breath. So we're going to just do this now. Ready? Just going to take one full breath in and then out. All right? So in. And out. That feels so good. Gonna do one more. Breathe in. And just hold it. And then out again. I think that's the only 2 proper breaths I've taken today. So taking a full breath can be very powerful. Walking in Wales, Brecon Beacons are fantastic. So, Welsh boy, are you actually in Wales? If so, don't blame you. Don't blame you. You do this often. Your mum was a vocalist. Well, in that case, I can totally understand. You did it on Sunday. Well, yeah. I'm sorry you had a panic attack. Definitely good for doing that. Because remember how I've described it before about the breath being an anchor to the present. It's such a great anchor because when you're breathing in, it's bringing all your focus towards that physicality. We use the 4 in, 4 out for our kid. Count to 4 each way. That's good. Do you know what? I never used the mindfulness, the breathing thing. For those that don't know, on the Apple Watch, they have a mindfulness app, and what it does is the haptics make a certain feeling when it's breathe in, and then makes a different feeling for breathe out, and you can set how many breaths a minute you do. And I was able to, in the end I was able to get it to like 4 breaths a minute. I think I might have even got it to 3 breaths a minute. But it's really powerful. It's really, really powerful. Amnesia Pete says, getting a new tattoo. Too bad that eventually the space for more ends. Is that how you chill? I don't know if I'd chill from getting a tattoo. I've never had one. But yeah, they seem painful. How about this, anyone? How do you use nature as a remedy for the soul? Do you have any favourite spots or activities? And obviously we're not here to declare specific locations, but as I said, I've got some lakes and trees near me, and there's a few beautiful spots that I have sometimes tweeted about. Nice little jetties going out into the lake, and it's nice just to stand on them. I mean, I wouldn't sit on them because it's just full of bird poop, but yeah, it's really, really good. Yeah, the 4 breaths or 3 breaths a minute is not something you can do straight away, but it's where you're completely still. And, you know, when you think about it, could you breathe in and out over 20 seconds? You could. But it's a different kind of breathing exercise. I wouldn't have done it all the time. The full breath helps me fall asleep, but need to remember to do so throughout the day and probably right before my live stream. Yeah. I sometimes focus on it before sleeping because it's all about bringing your heart rate down, brain waves. It's good for changing all that. Nature, yeah, Shinrin-yoku, the Japanese term for forest bathing. Half an hour among trees every day can be really powerful. A good podcast is PSVR without parole. Represent indeed. The ocean and sailing. Something in my soul resonates with that so much. Hard to describe the stillness I feel when I'm by the ocean. I'll never forget when I was on a mini yacht with my family that my parents won on a competition in Greece. And there was these moments where we were out at sea and it was like so still. It was like flat. I've never seen anything like it. It was like you were sailing on glass. It was just so incredible. I've got a few local parks nearby. I usually hop on a bus or train and get away from the city for a few hours to enjoy some greenery. That's the thing. Not everyone lives near it. And so, I totally respect that. Sit under trees. Sitting under trees, it can be really, really powerful. Yeah, just being close. We are nature. We're not above it. And so being with it. Kira says, I have wildflower fields behind the house. It's so nice to be there, mindfully watch all the butterflies and bees and completely turn my mind off to other things. Yeah, just like being mindful of stuff, like how the trees and the plants and the fields sway. That's mindfulness. It's just being, focused in the present. How about this? Has there been a book or a quote that's acted as a beacon of hope for you during challenging periods? I mean, we could do a whole episode on some of our favourite quotes. I might have done one of them before, but I could definitely do another. I think I've got here a quote that I found just the other day. Oh, yeah. Your only competition is the person you were yesterday and the person you want to be tomorrow. I love that. I love that quote. And that's very much like mindfulness about past and present. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, for me, I love quotes. Mantras are really, really powerful. There was one I heard on a podcast just the other day and I'm completely blank to it. I should listen back to it and make notes. But yeah. Wow, your city decided to fill up the hydro corridor behind my yard with butterfly-friendly plants. It's nice. Lots of cute bumblebees. That's nice. A quote that sticks with me is from the song lyric, "The hardest part of hurting is healing." It is. And I've always said how like the truth sometimes hurts, but I like to regard it as growing pains. Harry Potter series helped me get through a lot of dark days. I bloody love Harry Potter. The books are great. I've still never read Harry Potter, except the first one. We had to read it at school, which is what I think put me off Harry Potter. I think the English teacher had great intentions and actually probably made the right call. Let's teach a book that kids are going to be interested in. But because it was done in the context of school, I think naturally I didn't enjoy it. It's like sometimes when you're forced to consume something that you would normally enjoy because you were forced, it just changes the context of it. Wow, we're flying through these. I've got 6 more things on the list, but I'm mindful of time and I do want to end right on the dot just because I need to go to bed. How do you manage to maintain a routine when you're feeling low, and how does it help? My tips for this, and we've spoken about this on a few shows before, is it's all about small steps to begin with and let them build to bigger ones. And if you don't do those bigger ones, that's fine because you've still made progress. And so small steps includes getting out of bed, brushing your teeth, having a shower, making your bed. Small things. Small things can make a huge difference. Going for a walk. For me, it's like if I don't feel motivated to go for a walk. If I have like glass that I need to recycle, I have a bottle bank that's like a 10-minute walk away. And I will often, when I go to the bottle bank, take just one item, even if I have 3, because then I have 2 more reasons to go to the bottle bank on other days. You know, having a purpose. There we go. Making beds, taking a shower. It's those small things. Small things is so powerful. But as Kanika says, routine is so difficult. One of the hardest challenges when on a low. Absolutely. And so it's why it's important just to, take those small steps. And someone just disliked the stream, which means they clearly didn't agree. Maybe they don't like routines at all, which I totally respect. But yeah, do hit the like button, everyone, or dislike button. It's all engagement. So thank you for that. Even if it's just sitting at my front doorstep, I still get some fresh air. Yeah, like fresh air and sunlight first thing in the morning is really powerful. Really powerful. And really good for you. It's good for your, what's it called? The cycle with sunlight. What's it called? What's the exposure to sun? Oh, mate. Someone's going to tell me in the chat before I find it. Circadian rhythm. That was it. It helps with your circadian rhythm. So I always go out for a walk during lunchtime, and I go for a long walk, and that is good for you. But they say, and that is how it's spelled, circadian, yeah. But they do say you should go first thing in the morning or towards the end of the day. That's when it's best to do it. 30 minutes of sunlight. If it's really sunny, you can do it for like 10, 15. Cold showers can be really powerful as well. Really horrible, but I need to start doing them again, actually. But yeah. All right, moving on. What role... I can't speak to this too much, so I'm going to leave this with you, chat. What role do pets or animals play in bringing comfort to your life during tough times? I mean, my brother's dog, Theo, is adorable, and I can imagine having a pet is really good for you. Companionship, really good for your psychology. So, yeah. One of the reasons I couldn't have a pet like a dog is just because I just worry I wouldn't be able to give it the attention it wants or deserves. Because I'd always be wanting to work on things and trying to work on things while the dog is just like going about with just, man, it's a commitment. But yes, dog hugs are great. Dog hugs are indeed wonderful. Pure unconditional love, and they sense when you're down. They really do. Oh, man. Keep coming with the pet stuff. I am going to move on to the next one, but it's just so we have a bit of a lag time for people to respond to stuff. How do you balance giving yourself the time to recover with the pressures of daily life and responsibilities? So when I was dealing with grief last week, my boss was telling me to take time off if I needed it. And I said that I wanted to stay busy. But I do think, in hindsight, I should have taken a day off because I think that actually did mean that I became ill as a result. And great leadership and bosses and companies will always know the importance of taking care of yourself, because if you take sick days when you need them, you recover quicker and then you're more productive. Whereas if you're going into work unwell, you're not going to perform as great. You're going to take longer to recover. And if you're working in a close environment with other colleagues, you risk getting other people sick as well. Sylvester always sticks close to us when we're sick. He'll nestle between us and purr his head off. That's adorable. I have 2 grey kittens, Splotch and Fleecy. They're brothers. And if you're ill, some of them will know and be gentle and cuddle, extra gentle and cuddle. That's so cute. My cat sleeping with me when I'm low makes me feel really comforted. That's, yeah. I have a few friends saying I should get a pet, and I can totally see why. Yeah, same. I like the pets my friends have and that. Cool. Are there any self-care rituals or practices that you've adopted which consistently aid in lifting your mood? Are there any self-care rituals or practices that you've adopted which consistently aid in lifting your mood? I think I would say going for walks, but I haven't been doing that this week. I think drinking tea, although I've been told when you've got an upset tummy to drink just decaf. So I've been drinking a lot of decaf with a tiny bit of honey in it. That's been a nice comfort. I'm glad you like the t-shirt. I will stand up and show it. My friend Emma from Romania got me that. It's one of my favourite shirts. Still a lot of talk about cats and pets, which is great, by the way. By the way, I'm not here to stifle conversation. We should go where the energy is. I'm just sort of throwing in things to, get the thoughts going. Yeah, I think walks. I think rituals. We've sort of touched upon routines. A journal, a diary to get my thoughts and feelings out, pure and straightforward. That's actually really good, and I think that's something I should practice more of, because vlogging used to be my way of doing it, whereas now, because it's normally set on topics, it's not really an avenue just to talk about what's ever on my mind. And also it's important to do it in the moment, not wait until you've got a scheduled live show or something, in my context anyway. Haircuts psychologically, the power of it, and I know the extremes are, shaving all your hair off. I've done it once when I was really depressed. I shaved off all my hair, and it really does make a difference. You feel like it's a fresh start. Getting your nails done, though, I can't speak to, but I'm sure it's great. I should make a t-shirt. Of course, I talk to my cats. They file my taxes. That is amazing. That is amazing. I love it. But yeah, a journal's cool. Right, and okay, last two. Have you ever turned to art or creative outlets as a form of healing? If so, how? Well, we've just touched upon that. I don't paint anymore, but I remember painting some stuff when I was in a really sad place, and painting can be really great. I do creative stuff on the computer, like creating thumbnails for these. I actually find quite fun, and it is kind of creative. So there's that. And how important are human connections, be it family, friends, or even strangers, in your recovery process? For me, it's very important. I went to see my parents the other day. It was really, really good. Saw friends at the weekend, which was wonderful. And spending time with you. I really appreciated a lot of the love and compassion that was during last week's show, because it was very difficult for me, and I was still sort of trying to process and unpack stuff. But instead of sort of going to bed and dealing with it by myself, 100%, but you know me. That's amazing, yeah. The Paper Pixie, just all the arts and crafts you do are incredible. And yeah, as I said at the start of the show, I'm going to get Julie to come on at some point, and maybe actually if I can get some arts and crafts at the ready, we can do a tutorial together. That would be fun. That would be really fun. And if I can actually get my companion camera working, I can actually get a second screen looking down at what we're doing, and actually we'll be able to work that out together. I'm really excited for us doing a show together. That'll be really, really great. Photography is my art outlet. It makes me get out and explore. Yeah, that's a really great point, Mojo. I never think about that. Like, obviously photography is about going out, but the idea that it gives you It's kind of what I said about going to the bottle bank, although going to a bottle bank is a little less glamorous. But like doing stuff with a purpose, having a purpose and motivation can really get you out there to do things that can be really, really powerful. Tiago says, this might sound odd, but there's some weird comfort to be had in thinking about how much worse things can be. Maybe better described as counting your blessings, not just wallowing in the negativity. Yeah, I mean, I see both sides to that. I've always been someone that's like, there's always someone worse off than you. There's always someone better off. The negative side of that is when there are people that are suffering and they go, oh, I shouldn't complain. There's people worse. It could be way worse. Now, that could work for you, but I do find sometimes the trap is you end up then not giving yourself the compassion that you deserve, which is when you are having difficulty. Sometimes you need to say, yeah, it isn't great. And it's okay to feel that way, you know? That's a big part about self-compassion. It's acknowledging the negativity. Really, we'll have to work something out. But I mean, I'd be well up for that. So for disclaimer, everyone. So when I was on this live streaming pros course, Julie was in my class, if we can call it that. And I've always really appreciated Julie's insights and positivity, and we always bounce off each other, even though we do very different things. Always learning off each other, and it's always been a joy to work with there. So definitely excited to have Julie come on here one week. It's why I like watching things like Banged Up Abroad. It always makes me feel better. Oh my goodness. I occasionally take pictures. I still haven't looked through my Tulip Festival pics though. That's cool. Yeah, purpose. Living with purpose is and what was you're now reminding me of the quote I heard. It's one of those quotes where you swap it around. What was it? Okay, it's about living your life with purpose, on purpose. It's something from Simon Sinek, who is a thought leader that many of you might have heard of before, who I've actually been listening to a lot of his stuff lately. Simon Sinek was someone that I used to think was okay, but I was always wondering. I always found he spoke confidently about stuff I didn't necessarily agree with, but actually, like, I've really started tapping into his stuff, and I really like him. But yeah, living with purpose, on purpose is something I really, really liked. But yeah. All right, everyone, it is dead on the hour. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone for tuning in and spending this time with me. I'm just going to, cards on the table. I've been very low energy today, although it's still been a wonderful conversation. How do you spell Simon Sinek? Sinek. And there's actually one discussion he had recently that I loved on the High Performance podcast. I listened to this in the car, and I really, really love this conversation. I'll just put, no, sorry guys, I've just put the ignore that. It put the Myles Dyer live thing. There we go. I put it there. But yeah, I'm really excited this weekend because I'm going to be working on this MacBook Pro. What I'm actually in the process of doing is copying all my files from the iMac over, but not just copying it over. I'm actually sorting out folders. And I don't want to bore people that are non-Mac users, but for Mac users out there, whenever I've got a new Mac or computer, I just go with the presets. I've actually been using YouTube videos to learn about different settings and like different, functions you can do. And my goodness, it's going to make my Mac experience and like working experience so much better. And the speed of this computer is going to mean also that everything I work on is just going to be a lot less hassle. I'm going to be able to do much higher quality streams. So yeah, it's all very, very exciting. But I appreciate that, Welsh boy. Always appreciate the positivity. And for anyone watching right now that hasn't already, do hit the like button. 60 is the magic number I try and hit every week. At the moment, anyway. It's just going from positive to positive, and I'm really, really grateful for you all for it. So yeah, without further ado, I am just going to leave it there. I'm going to end this live stream. Going to just get myself another cup of water. And then I'm going to have a nice lie down and a good night's sleep, hopefully. So I want to say a huge thank you to everyone. You're always an absolute joy to spend time with, and I hope that you take good care of yourself on the week ahead. Friday night, I will be looking forward to 4K Miles. I don't know if I'll be able to do 4K. Actually, I might be able to start doing 4K. Might be able to start doing 4K, actually. This might be something that I have to do some test streams on. I might do a members only test stream. But yes, I will get some rest. No games. Yeah, for anyone that doesn't know, on Empathy Arcade, our Discord, please do join it. Lots of positivity there. There is a voice chat. Head on there after the show because there is a possibility to play games together there. I normally do join in on it. I won't be today just because I need my rest. And as for like the puzzle that we normally do on the show and stuff like that, you'll notice there's a lot that hasn't really happened on the show that normally does. It's just because I'm running on empty at the moment and I'm just keeping it real. I've realised that I sometimes push myself too hard and, just spending time together. I thought today was really, really great. Simple topic. We had a lot to cover and it was a really good free-flowing conversation and I'm grateful for it. So without further ado, I'm going to end it there. But I do want to hear your final thoughts. Have a good one, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thought I saw you on the road. I was chasing sunsets all alone.
Thanks, everyone. And also, someone said, happy 17 years since your first vlog, Myles. Yeah, that is on Monday. Yeah, I'll have to dig out my first ever video and do a social post about it. I think it was Mojo also said, I always share these streams vids as there's always a lot of great topics and discussions. Something that is definitely on my list, and Julie will relate to this because it's something we talk a lot about in class. 101 of content creation, and as the whole point in live streaming is, you know, you do your live stream and then you have content to repurpose, and there's always stuff I want to clip out, but it's just this computer's always been so slow for editing, and so having this new setup means that once live shows are done, it should become very, very quick for me to just clip stuff out and repurpose it, and that's stuff that I want to do, just so that if there are key points that they can be used, because yeah, I do think that often some great points come out of these, and you know, it's a free-flowing conversation. I don't plan like, oh, this is the highlight bit I'm going to do on the show. I just sort of talk, and you know, the spontaneity of it is kind of the beauty of the show. So yeah, right, gonna end it there, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Take good care of yourself, and I am gonna sleep. Good night.